The New York State Nurses Association recently sent a delegation to India led by President Judy Sheridan Gonzalez to attend two major conferences and a series of visits to educational institutions and trade union representatives. Upon arrival, the delegation was greeted at the airport by local nurses leaders members of the United Nurses Association, including their president, Joseph Rins. Truly a warm welcome and great show of cordiality and friendship to the new arrivals.
We met some members and the president of the UNA, and they greeted us so kindly at the airport, and they've been so hospitable throughout this whole trip. It's been beneficial for us to learn about other unions around the world, and it's been a great experience, and our motto is United We Stand, so it's important for us to all stand together for a common cause.
So we weren't really sure what was going to happen when we came to India. It was our first international experience, just solidarity, not a medical mission, but more of a political mission. To investigate the situation in India and also to make a contribution of some kind to, in any way we could, to the nursing profession and nurses' struggles here. We had heard that the United Nurses Association here in India, a new union, was facing really serious challenges in organizing nurses and fighting for the rights of nurses and patients here in India. So that was a very exciting thought that we could actually meet with people engaged in that kind of very similar struggle that we were engaged in.
Next morning, the delegation left the hotel for their first appointment in Manhattan Gandhi's land. A press conference was scheduled to announce the presence of NISNA representatives in India and the first UNA National Congress. Many members of the local press attend the event.
Union is a great thing. You can learn, you can share your knowledge, you can fight for yourself. Without the union, we are lost.
On the same day, the group led by Mrs. Sheridan Gonzalez also visited one of the most important nurses universities in India, the Galgotia University, where she was received by many professors and students. Another important visit was to the Trained Nurses Association of India, where the NISNA nurses was welcomed by its president, Mrs. Anita Deohar, and the executive director, Evelyn Cannon. TNAI showed interest in future cooperation with NISNA members, especially during possible medical missions.
This is an amazing trip and opportunity to know the differences in the unions in United States versus India. The struggles that they're going through are very similar to the struggles that we have been going through, and the opportunity to learn from their actions, and it is very inspiring.
It was a wonderful trip, and it's very helpful for all the NISNA nurses to learn about other culture and the people, those who are in need, and we can actually we can correlate with other unions, and we can talk to other fellow nurses. We all are nurses, and we can learn what are their what they need actually. Then, and we can learn a lot from them too, and how we can improve our union and how we can improve our care, and and another thing, we can learn how lucky we are with the NISNA. And NISNA is really working for us, and I'm very thankful for NISNA for this trip.
Well, it's a great experience knowing the struggles of the Indian nurses who are organizing and building their union, building their solidarity, and sharing their experiences with us. It's amazing what we learn from them, and I could tell that their struggles are similar to our struggles, so we have a lot to learn from their experience, and it's a good thing for NISNA members to be part of this educational trip and solidarity trip here in India.
I do recommend Naisana to do more trips like this, and it's really helpful for Naisana and the Naisana nurses.
Absolutely. This will enhance our, because the world is shrinking, so this will enhance our relationship with various unions in other countries.
Oh, this trip is very educational. Naisana did a great job on this. First of all, the trip was very, very well organized. Everything was done accordingly, what was said and what was instructed to us. There was no difficulty, and just want to let you know, this is a nice program and Naisana should do more about it. Naisana should think of getting involved with this program.
The first conference that the delegation participated was organized by a group of universities, and it was attended by students and teachers. Naisana's president was welcomed with a random of applause before and after the delivery of her outstanding speech.
They talked to everyone about being that I come from so far away, and our nation's histories and our realities are very different. But what I've learned over the years is that the more we're different, the more we're the same. You know, as people, but particularly as nurses, we share a common humanity. That quality that binds us to one another. Caring for other human beings is as natural and universal as anything that occurs in our society. Well, let's look at it.
The struggle of Indian nurses for better wages and working conditions is globally known.
The situation in India is far worse than what you can even imagine from what you read. I had never been here before. We were very fortunate to have nurses with us who were born here and knew much more about the country and knew a number of the languages spoken here. But the poverty is extraordinary. Suffering is universal in many ways. And nurses are really playing a key role here in trying to fight for their rights, the rights of their families, and the rights of patients. The sad thing here is because the salaries are so low for nurses, because the conditions are so difficult, many nurses leave. It's known as kind of a third world brain drain. It happens in other countries as well. And I think the big struggle here is to create conditions so that people will want to stay or will be able to stay, will have a future for themselves and their families.
United Nurses Association, known by UNA, has played a key role in this process in defense of the interests of nurses in India. For this reason, the realization of this national conference had the support of Naisana and its president Judy Sheridan Gonzalez, who delivered a speech where she shared her experience in the fight against similar struggles to protect Naisana's members in the state of New York.
I bring you solidarity greetings from the 40,000 nurses of the New York State Nurses Association. We're so honored to be here in the presence of so many nurse activists. I can't tell you how impressed we are with your growth and the impact you've had in such a short period of time. Because nurses are powerful, and when we're united, the sky is the limit. You know, since we arrived in India less than 72 hours ago, we've learned so much, hearing about your struggles, your victories, and your enormous challenges. We especially want to voice our strong solidarity with the heroic nurses who've been on strike for 190 days against the vicious employer in Kerala, the KDM system. What is wrong in this land when a wealthy employer like KDM defies the law with impunity and continues to walk free, while nurses protesting against such violations, who engage in civil disobedience of conscience in the spirit of Mahatma Gandhi, get beaten by the police, who then arrest 50 peaceful protesters instead of the real criminals, the KDM administration.
International meetings like those held in India during this visit are part of the internationalization of Naisana, aiming to gather knowledge, share experience to benefit its members back home. Knowledge is the most democratic source of power, a powerful weapon that can be achieved when you interact with people that have the same goal. Rodney Carvello, reporting from New Delhi, India.